Hey guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I'm going to be making something I think is going to turn out pretty beautiful. I'm going to do a lace glitter wood grain peekaboo, and I'm starting out with a 20-ounce cup from Maker Flow Crafts, and I painted it Lagoon from Rust-Oleum. And this is a cup that there's no epoxy on it, but I tried to do like a full water side on it, and it did not turn out good, like, at all. So I didn't want to strip it. So I'm hoping that, I'm like the laziest crafter ever, I'm hoping that a couple coats of glitter will look good on this. And so that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to Mod Podge some glitter on this, and I'm using Island Retreat from the Glitter Grind. I'll make sure to have my affiliate link down in the description. I'll have my link for Maker Flow in the description as well. I'm just going to do a couple coats of glitter on that, and then epoxy, and then tomorrow will be, you know, the fun part where we put down the decals, do the wood grain, pull the decals off, do some final coats of epoxy. So I think that's all I need to tell you for this. It's going to be pretty simple to do, but it's going to look very extravagant, hopefully. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm starting with my Mod Podge that I get from Amazon, and I'm applying it with a makeup brush that I also got from Amazon. This is a Wet n Wild brand makeup brush. It was very, very inexpensive. It was like $1, I think, on Amazon. And I am just giving this cup a healthy coat of this Mod Podge. I'm really hoping that it'll look okay after a couple coats of this glitter, which I think it will, because I've said it before, the Glitter Grind glitter is my absolute favorite. I feel like it's very pigmented, so I think a couple coats of this on this cup will be sufficient. Listen to me and my big words today. Here we go, Island Retreat from the Glitter Grind. And you can use any color you want. I just chose this color because I think it will look really pretty with the different shades of brown that I'm going to use in my wood grain tomorrow. But you can use any color you like. That's not in there very good to hold this down. Ooh, I go on it. Wipe it on my pajamas. Yes, I am still in my pajamas today. I don't feel well. Not like COVID not feeling well, but like I have rheumatoid arthritis. I was diagnosed when I was 17 years old, so I've had it for a while. And it's a very rainy day, and when it's very rainy or very cold, very snowy, you know, that kind of stuff, I hurt. And I ache, and it mainly affects my bones, you know, my joints more than anything, but it also kind of affects my organs a little bit. I'll get a little bit of pleurisy around my lungs and my kidneys when I have little flare-ups like this, and but I'm battling through it. We're gonna be okay. So now that I've gotten personal with y'all, so that turned out really well. I'm probably going to do another coat just to see if I can cover that up. But I mean, with how badly messed up that cup was and me not wanting to strip it, spray painting over it and doing one coat of the Glitter Grinds glitter is pretty impressive. So I'm going to let this dry and seal it, do another coat, let that dry, seal it, pop it on the turner, and we'll go to epoxy. Alright, so next day, this is cured. I sanded it just a little bit to get rid of a tiny bit of roughness that I felt in spots here and there around the cup. And this file here I got from Etsy. This is like the lacy looking file that I'm using. And I don't know the name of the shop that I got it from, but I will put a direct link to this file down in my description. So this is another one of them things where I wish I was good enough to take a big piece of transfer tape, put it down, wrap it around the cup, but it might be kind of hard because this is like kind of tapered anyway. So what I did was I measured, you know, top to bottom, which was like almost 7 inches, so I just made it 7 inches, and then around the top, which was like 11 and a half. And that's just what I made this. I might have some left over, or I might have to cut some off a little bit, which is totally fine. I'm going to make it work. Excuse me. But pretty much what I did was just cut little pieces that I felt like I could work with, and then put them in like a puzzle back on my mat so I can kind of have an idea of where they should fit together. So I'll go ahead and point you down. And I'm just going to start with little pieces at a time here, because that's what I do. And this is a Peekaboo, so like I say with all of my other ones, if you haven't seen any other ones I've done, use a color of vinyl that you don't care to waste, or that you just had laying around forever, because this is all going to be pulled up and thrown away in the end. So I got most of everything on the cup. I tried to follow that little puzzle that I was talking about earlier up top, but then when I got to the bottom half, it got a little tricky because, you know, there's smaller space to work with. I would recommend doing this on a straight cup or a skinny cup, but I mean, this was possible. So now I'm just, you know, squeezing it just to make sure that all of the vinyl is stuck down where I want it to be. Nothing is loose anywhere, nothing is like coming up. And I'm going to go outside and spray paint this brown. And the brown I'm going to use, hopefully I can reach, Satin Warm Caramel by Rust-Oleum. So I'm going to paint this brown and then let that dry, and then I'll come back and show you guys how I do my wood grain. Okay, so now this feels dry. So what I'm going to do next is my wood grain. And what I use for that is this little cheap spongy brush. I'm pretty sure I got it at the Dollar Tree. And then these are Tim Holtz brand alcohol inks. I got the set of 3 on Amazon. It was the Cabin Cupboard set, and it's just 3 different shades of brown. And shake them up really good like you would with any alcohol ink. And then I go ahead and set them from darkest to lightest. Open all my caps. And I take the darkest one, squirt some on this little brush here, and start painting, so to speak. When it starts to get dry, just add some more. Let me try to make sure that you guys are seeing this. I'm trying to stay in frame, and I'm trying not to knock over those inks. And I did a whole video that was specifically for this, and I'll go ahead and link it. But if you haven't seen it, then it's pretty much what I'm just doing here. And I'm not going like back and forth. I'm just doing one motion or one direction with my brush strokes. And I'm pretty much covering the entire cup with it, but I am leaving some spots blank. So now I'm going to go to my medium color, and I'm doing it on the same side and just going over what I did. Sounds kind of rough because of the vinyl, but that'll be coming up soon. So now the wood look is starting to form. I'm just going to flip my brush over and go with my lightest shade of brown here. And just keep repeating the process, going over some spots. You really can't mess up a wood grain. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. You just make brush strokes with different colors of ink. And a really cool thing about wood grain, you don't have to do a traditional brown wood grain. Like, you can do different shades of purple. You can do different shades of pink, different shades of green, like literally anything you want. I just wanted this to look like a traditional wood grain. So I'm just going around and looking. I want to put some more here. I'm going to actually go back in with my darker one right there. And you can make this as dark or as light as you want. I'm going to stop there. That's my thing of like knowing when to stop. And I'm just doing the same thing on the bottom here. I'm not going to go as intense on the bottom, but you just do the same thing there. And wood is not perfect, so don't make your wood grains perfect. So now I'm going to let this set for just a few minutes. Alcohol ink pretty much dries almost instantly, but I did put, you know, a lot of ink on one cup. So I'm just going to let this sit for roughly 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and peel off all of that vinyl, and hopefully it will look cute. So this is ready to go, and I have another tedious peekaboo ahead of me, so let's get started. Minutes later, and here we are, and I'm obsessed with it. I love this. I'm so glad I chose this glitter color. I really feel like it looks good up against the brown. There's nothing on the bottom except for the wood grain, but I'm actually going to let this sit overnight. I always let all of my wood grains sit overnight because I have read a lot about people throwing them directly onto the turner ready for epoxy, and somehow their wood grains, I have vinyl stuck in here, somehow their wood grains turn like green, and I don't want that. So I'm going to let it set overnight. Do not seal it. The sealant will turn your wood grains green. I don't know why, I don't know how. It's happened to me before. Do not seal it. Just let it set overnight, come back and put it on the turner tomorrow. But I love this so much. Like, it's so, like, there's no decals like crazy, like names or sayings or phrases or pictures or anything on it, but this is so gorgeous. I can't sell it. I can't do it. I just can't. I've never made myself a cup before, so I think this is it. I love it. So guys, that's all I have for you today on this tutorial. If y'all have any questions at all, like always, please feel free to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.